after fixing battery cells with rails that have blow-off valves, so opening, we fix them with fire-resistant foam. So this is fire-resistant foam that glues them in place, so in case of friction, braking or collision, the battery cells will remain on the place, but also these rails keep them in place. But additional gluing is required to be much more safer and to keep the distance between the cells and between the battery case to prevent short circuits. Next, we will remove the extra foam that's going out and connect the BMS and other stuff to the battery cells. These cells are replaceable, so in case one cells go wrong, we can replace each of the cell. In most cases, in battery boxes, only one cell goes wrong, but this is, let's say, after a few years of usage, it can happen. And from our side, because it's simple to replace the cells, we can send you a simple one cell to replace it. So it's much cheaper for you to replace a single cell. Let's say one cell replacement is between 60 to 70 euros. So it's very cheap to replace a single cell if you use our battery modules. And these are lithium iron phosphate cells, so they are much more durable and have much more longer lifespan than lithium nickel manganese cells, so double the lifespan than nickel, manganese and cobalt cells. In this episode we'll show you the battery cell installation. So we installed the battery cells, isolated between of them, so there is a plastic insert between the cells, and also tape around the cells to keep them secure from the short circuits. There is additional rail that's securing the cells to not go over, so they cannot move. And after securing the rail, which is also isolated underneath of the rail, rail has holes for blow-off valves from the cells, so for the pressure release valves, so these are pressure release valves. So our rails have these to be more secure. So we have several secure measurements here. So you see the plastic isolation from all over the battery, even underneath of the cells, between each cell. Each cell also has original isolation even from underneath, but we also add one more isolation between the cells, and also secure the upper part, because upper part is most unsecure, so we add additional isolation on upper part of the cells. And underneath the rails we add also separators and also plastic underneath to make them even more secure. After that we apply the foam secure, so this is fire resistant foam that goes between the cells, full circle, and from bottom to the top of the cells, so this glues them in place so they cannot move. In case of collision or something, they will remain secure and fixed and glued to the place they are placed in. So this is usually how EV cars do this, so they glue all the cells in place. In case you need to replace some cell, let's say you after 10 or 15 years one cell goes bad, you need to replace it, you can use something to cut this part, and from front side also, and then you can remove this cell after removing the rail and replace only this cell. So our cells can be replaced very easily, and it's very cheap to replace it. It's underneath of 70 euros to replace a single cell. So it's very cheap repair for repairing our battery packs. So it's not something that you need to pay thousands and thousands of euros for repairing or replacing the battery. We can replace a simple cell one by one if needed, and it's very cheap repair. After the cells are installed and fixed and all is done from the cell side, we can install the BMS and connect all of the bus bars and cells and make it to go with high voltage. Of course, we will test also the short circuit between each cell and the battery case, so to be secure before connecting all that battery doesn't have any contacts with the car chassis or the battery case. So in this case, since the battery is mounted on the existing motor mounts, it's connected to the car chassis also. If you have some questions, please feel free to contact us or leave the comments, and for suggestions please also let us know in the comments. And please keep subscribed to see the future updates and the next video episode of the progress for the EV conversions and how all goes. After the installation of the bus bar, it is very important to tighten it correctly using the Newton wrench. So the usual for the prismatic cell is between 8 to 12 Newton, and after that you should apply Loctite to secure the bolts in place and screws. So be sure to apply Loctite and use the correct torque for the battery tightening. So between 8 and 12 newtons depends on your battery cells, how much torque they can handle and use. Please keep subscribed and follow the next step of our Opel Tigra EV conversion series video.